The final code is this whole thing, which I will explain. And so the input is you enter a city you want to stay in, you enter your current address, and then you enter the rating you would like, and finally the route type you would like. And then the output is the hotel that is suggested for you, the rating of the hotel, a picture of the hotel, and finally the directions from your start point to your destination. So my work begins with finding the API and making a response, and then I created a function to return the businesses. I then used the function and I put it into the variable hotels, and then all the different hotels are printed in code. So I use IPython display and I import display HTML and image to display the title and the name of the hotel and a picture of the hotel. And it does this for every location. Then I use the rating that was inputted and I output the same thing I did up here, but I only output the ratings of, in this case, 4.0. Then I know that I only have to print out the first hotel that is listed for the user, and this is where my first obstacle came in. So I did not know how to print the first one in this whole output, so I then put each output and added it into an empty list of X, and then I printed X, and these are the hotels that have this rating. Then I used the list and I printed out only the first one and I stopped it before the second one, and I displayed the name, the rating of the hotel, and I displayed the image only for the first one. So there's only one output for this, which is exactly what I wanted. Then I needed to put the address of the hotel into a variable to then put into the next function, which was my next obstacle because there was a list in the beginning of this dictionary which I could not figure out how to take away. And then eventually I figured that you had to put the 0 after the list to take the list away, so this was just a dictionary. And then I got the address of the hotel, which then goes into the next function. My final code looked like this after I put everything I did together and I made the comments. So if you run this, you enter a city you want to stay in. So I say San Diego. And then a rating, I'll do 4.5. So it prints out the hotel name, the rating, and a picture of the hotel. Then to get the address, I run this cell, and then this would be the variable that goes into the next function, and this is the address of the hotel. The final code, mine is used here, and then you go to Jordy's code, and I also put the start point location from Jordy's code up here so that's the first thing the user fills out. So in Jordy's code, he imports requests and display in HTML from IPython display, and then he takes the destination, which is from my code up here, and he puts the start point and the destination into his function MapQuest, and he returns the narrative, which is the directions from the start point to the destination. For I in range, he counts the directions from start point to end point, and he prints it out in narrative, and he also does the try and except statements to factor in key errors, and he puts a list of what would happen if you put in the wrong option. For the route type for his code, you can enter to put in walking, bicycle, fastest driving, or shortest driving. So when you run the code, you enter a city you want to stay in. I put Syracuse, New York. And then for the address that I'm currently at, I put 1000 Irving Avenue. For the hotel rating, I put 4.5. So this then printed out the hotel name, the rating, and the picture of the hotel. Then the option was walking, bicycle, fastest driving, or shortest driving, and I chose fastest. This then gave me directions of how to go from 1000 Irving Avenue to Jefferson Clinton Hotel. And that's our final code. So there are definitely some things that I would have done differently if I had more time doing this project. I would say the first thing that I would like to do is to take more time to test out different APIs so that I can advance my project. Another one would be to incorporate more things that we learned throughout the semester, such as like try and accept statements so that I can factor in like value errors and other types of errors. And lastly, try to make my code so that the user can pick what hotel they would like based off the rating that they inputted, rather than just picking the first hotel that popped up with that rating. And then some takeaways that I got from this project is that I've learned that it's much easier to code with APIs because you get more information. I also learned that using modules make the code look better to the user. And then lastly, I also learned that the documentation is the most important thing when using an API because they all require different parameters and the code will most likely not work if you don't use the documentation. Thank you.